Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Heel Turn Live pre-show, an exclusive show for those tuning in to us live on Wednesday nights. I'm Owen, joined as always by the Rhythm Bastard.
Hello there.
How's it going?
It's going pretty good. I had a very big weekend this past weekend, Anime Hawaii, where, yes, it was a pretty big weekend for me. I had a Rhythm Bastard concert. I did a 3000 show with this cosplay acting troupe I'm a part of called the 3000 Brigade. We had our annual show this year. People loved it. It was awesome. And I also did an event called Survivor Series the Sunday afterwards.
This sounds like some fake League of Heels bullshit that I should sue you for.
One, you can't. And two, we actually had a proper tag team event. People showed up. We had 7 teams all in all, a little single elimination tournament, and people were pretty hyped for it. So I was glad it turned out so well.
That's awesome, but I hear some weird rustling in the background. Is there someone else on this call?
It's not just cool. It's so tired. I want to die.
Oh, Jesus. It's John on location.
Hey, guys. Man. On location from downstairs in the foyer of my new apartment building.
Man on the street. How are things?
Yeah,
fucking terrible.
Well, yeah.
Hey, guys. Here's a fun fact that you maybe didn't know. Moving fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I had to, thank God, thank you, Christ, I paid for fucking movers. Because holy shit, I couldn't do this.
No.
I've done, the little bit that I've done today, and it's already made me want to die. I just want to, curl up in a ball and, sleep forever. But I can't.
John, it's impossible to
I don't have a couch anymore, so that's great.
Rip.
Couldn't fit in my new apartment.
Ugh. That sucks.
Yep, so I'm going to have to buy that shit.
Are you living by yourself, or do you have a roommate?
Currently I'm by myself. I will have a roommate, just one this time instead of the fucking 4 that I had before. Sure. So that's a benefit.
Yeah, but here's the thing, John. It's impossible to move by yourself.
Yeah, no. I had one of my best buddies from kindergarten came down and was crashing on the now deceased couch for a little while, and yeah, he's gone, which is a bummer. But
yeah, if I wasn't so crazy with PAX Unplugged and Thanksgiving and all that, I would have offered my services. But unfortunately,
yeah, that would have been crazy, man.
Yeah, but
of course I would have appreciated it more than you could know. But no, I'm not asking you to fucking come up from Philly to do that shit. That's terrible. The only reason I didn't even ask him to come down from Vermont to do it. He just willfully said he'd do it.
See, it's good to have friends.
Exactly.
But yeah, John.
the 2 friends that I have. Well, I guess 3 because Rhythm Bastard's here too.
Rhythm Bastard's here. What the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Dude, the Rhythm Bastard's.
I'm tired. Okay, it's hard. I'm currently bringing a box of cat litter upstairs.
Fair.
The cat is very sad.
Aw.
But on the plus side is now that the cat litter box and things don't have to live in my room anymore. So maybe now the cat will not fuck up every podcast this time. But probably she will.
Yeah.
Also, I think I've decided I'm putting the Alexa in a different room.
Smart. But I do like the bit though, so maybe you should keep it in.
Maybe. I'll think about it. I might buy a second one during the Black Friday sale, so who knows?
Nice. You buy me one.
You not have one?
No, I don't have one.
It's pretty cool. I mean, honestly, the only thing I really use it for is you get the Prime Music subscription that lets you that's only $4 a month and only on the Alexa. It's pretty fucking good. I just yell at the Alexa, go play this fucking song. And it does it.
That's pretty cool. But I want to let people know that the reason John is on the pre-show is because he is, with his current situation, he's unable to record Heel Turn. So therefore, he's just wanted to show up and say hi to everybody.
Yeah, I wanted to hang out and talk with y'all. I just don't have a computer currently. Or, I mean, I do. It's just in a box somewhere. But
the bad news for everyone tuning in is that if you're listeners of the pre-show, sometimes we have this guy called Oscar show up, and he has very bad opinions.
Oscar? You got what? You got
Oscar
to show up?
not Oscar.
Aww.
Very, very different, because Oscar, very good. Oscar, when it comes to wrestling opinions, ooh, boy.
I am excited for you to yell at him about 2K18 finally.
I like Oscars in the chest as, man, that guy sucks.
Also, I have an update for all of you. The cat has not left the box.
Boxes are pretty.
Is the cat still alive?
The cat is still alive. She's just looking around very sad and confused. Which, you know what? Same, Artemis. Same.
Yeah, but
should probably feed her.
If you want
First, I need to clean her litter box.
If you want an example of Oscar's opinions on wrestling, he enjoyed last year's Survivor Series, and he loved the main event.
I don't even remember what the main event was.
The main event was Goldberg beating Brock Lesnar in 3 seconds.
Oh, Jesus.
Uh-huh. So get excited for that.
That was a thing that happened, all right.
And he loved it. And he was there. He was at the show, and he loved it.
I completely forgot that even happened.
I was at the Brock Lesnar versus Goldberg before that, and it was terrible.
Remember Goldberg? Because I barely do, and that shit just happened.
Yeah.
Oscar says in the chat that the 5-on-5 main event was amazing, and yeah, I give him that. It was over an hour. It was good.
Oh yeah, the men's 5-on-5 was really good. The women's one was okay.
Yeah, it was okay.
The tag team one was kind of shit.
Yeah.
It was a clusterfuck. Like,
yeah,
I liked what they were going for. I thought it was a clever idea. It was a clusterfuck. Yeah, but it was like the Elimination Chamber one. That one was not as bad as that one, because that one was just like actually one of the worst matches I've ever seen. Except for maybe the other Elimination Chamber match that happened at that pay-per-view.
I don't know, that the Hell in a Cell match between Roman Reigns and Rusev was really bad.
No, I'm saying Elimination Chamber matches.
Worst Elimination Chamber match? Yeah, I mean,
I don't know. Like, it's hard to say, considering that we've watched it for content on this website, it's hard to say that it's anywhere near as bad as the December to Dismember main event. But I think I might actually hate it more because,
there were weapons in that. Come on.
Yeah, there were weapons in that. It had Bobby Lashley, so of course it was going to be bad.
Oh, and guess what?
What?
More hot takes from Oscar in the chat. The tag team one was a beautiful clusterfuck. Therefore, he liked the tag team one, which means
you know what? I can go with that. It being I haven't seen it in a while. I don't actually remember it. I don't even remember who was in it. But I could see it being one of those things where it was it was so fucking crazy and weird that it was fun. Not the Elimination Chamber or tag team one, though. No. That was just god-awful.
Yep.
And again, the only thing maybe more god-awful than it was the other Elimination Chamber match from that one. Because what the fuck, man? You had Dolph Ziggler, you had Mark Henry, you had Sheamus, you had, actually good fucking people, and nobody knew what the fuck to do! You had, actual minutes of fucking downtime of, Dolph Ziggler trying to tell people how to fucking wrestle this match.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck?
Well, but that's, that's because fuck Dolph Ziggler, and we will never give Dolph Ziggler the credit he deserves because fuck you, fuck Dolph Ziggler, fuck wrestling.
But I have a question.
Look, I don't disagree with fuck Dolph Ziggler.
Guys, I don't remember we were on a time limit for the pre-show because Heel Turn starts at 9:30. So
what's that? Some kind of podcast?
Yeah, they used to be on it. Don't know what happened.
I am still on it. I'll just be on it next week when I have a computer.
Yeah, we'll see.
That can record things.
We'll see if you lose your job, Oscar. Spoilers, you won't.
That's just mean.
To you or to Oscar?
To me! Fuck Oscar!
So fair enough. But yeah.
Fuck 2K18.
Oh, I'm gonna ask him about that at the top of the show, so don't worry. Make sure you tune in.
I saw a video game choo-choo's opening night stream, and that game is beautiful with both how much customization you can do in it and how fucked up that thing is a dream for Monster Factory, but it just doesn't look that fun to play.
Well,
so you mean it's a WWE 2K game?
It's a ukes.
Or let me rephrase that. It's a ukes. I mean, I guess you just said that, so it's not me rephrasing it. It's just me repeating what you literally just said. But you know what? Shut up. Stop being fast.
But guys, I was trying to say we're on a time limit.
So, okay.
Time crisis.
I want to get your guys' quick predictions for Survivor Series. And also, I want to note that John actually wrote like detailed predictions.
I'm in the process of it. I still got to finish. I'll have it finished by the time that you get to the predictions part.
No, here's the thing. I'm not going to mention them on the actual Heel Turn show. I'm going to save those as a Patreon exclusive.
What?
I want... If people want your hot takes on these matches, they got to pony up the money, dude.
All right, fair.
But I'm going to let you give a general one to those who are cool enough to tune in live.
Okay, cool. Let's do it.
So, let me go through the card here. The first match on the kickoff is Enzo defending the Cruiserweight title against Kalisto.
Ew.
Nobody wins that match because it is a Cruiserweight championship match between Kalisto and Enzo Amore. I cannot think of a bigger charisma vacuum.
John, what is going on back over there?
Sorry, I'm taking a mattress pad out of a box. I will stop.
Thank you.
I will sit in the chair for now.
Sit in the chair and think about what you did.
I'm sorry.
And also think about this Cruiserweight title match.
I already know what I think is going to happen. I think the winner is going to be me because I'm going to be busy being asleep.
Nice. Also,
Enzo's going to win.
Guys, the answer is it's a trick question. Drew Gulak's PowerPoint's going to win.
Yeah.
I hope so.
I hope that
it's a 2-hour
I'd be
pre-show.
okay with that.
It's a 2-hour pre-show. An hour of it's going to be the PowerPoint.
Is there really only one match on that fucking pre-show?
For now. I bet they set some up during it because it got 2 fucking hours.
Jesus.
But
God,
also,
it's starting at 5.
This.
And you know that show's going to have a fucking overrun, too.
But consider this. Our PowerPoint presentation.
Yes, I would be down for that. If Drew Gulak, I think this would be the best pay-per-view ever, if Drew Gulak is allowed to have a presentation.
Also,
I would be so cool with
Bubba
that.
in the chat says Elias is probably going to sing. And that's right.
Again, I would be so cool with that. Hey, hold up a second. Impromptu traditional Survivor Series match. Elias and 4 Elias clones as their new band, the Eliases.
Okay.
Versus 5 Jason Jordans.
I was gonna say 5 in Englishes, but okay. It's gotta be brand versus brand, dude.
I mean, it doesn't have to. Kalisto ain't on another brand.
205 Live doesn't count.
205 Live should not exist.
True. Also, John, this sounds like some bullshit that we should do for our
Or you mean our Patreon exclusive fantasy booking podcast?
Yes, fantasy
you find over at patreon.com/PWC if you give us $10 a month.
Are we doing one
$9.99 actually?
Are we doing one of those?
Yeah, we'll do it next week.
I mean, to be fair, we currently don't have any $9.99 subscribers, so no one would be listening to it.
Well, fuck it. You know what? That gives them all the more reason to sign up.
Ooh.
We have the backlog that they can listen to of our dumb wrestling comedy podcast.
Okay.
You bitch.
Okay, we'll find time to record that.
Yeah, probably sometime this weekend or whatever.
Oh, this weekend's PAX.
Oh, right, yeah. You got PAX and you got Jeff and Paulo.
It might be a little late then. Who knows?
We'll figure something out. Maybe we'll get them on the podcast. That would be dumb.
No, hell no. They will refuse. But
It's like wrestling's dumb. Paulo would be like, yeah, I know jack
Jeff
shit
to a
about
chair.
wrestling, like a smart person. And then Jeff would be like, wrestling's dumb, anime's dumb, I hate everything, I have a beard.
We gotta get through the rest of this card.
Yeah, that sounds like Jeff to me.
Guys, we're almost out of time. We gotta get through the rest of the card. We've only done one match. The Miz against Baron Corbin.
The Miz.
Yeah, The Miz. I mean, like, he's the only one that makes wrestling interesting anymore.
That's not true.
Which is probably a good reason for him to lose, because this is WWE and they hate things being good and fun, but yeah, I'm going with The Miz.
Okay. How about the men's Survivor Series elimination? It's Kurt Angle, Braun Strowman, Finn Balor, Samoa Joe, and Triple H against Shane McMahon, Randy Orton, Bobby Roode, Shinsuke Nakamura, and John Cena.
Okay, so like part of me feels like this roster, the both teams are filled with old guys who I'd be like, oh yeah, they're totally going to give those guys like the equivalent of, you know, a gold watch, just a little retirement, little send off. But okay, so I'm going to say SmackDown's going to win because that Survivor Series team has way less interesting people on it.
They have John Cena.
Exactly.
John?
I also think SmackDown is going to win because I think that the entire story is going to be Raw doesn't win because they're too engaged in dumb bullshit like Triple H trying to kill Kurt Angle for some reason.
Yeah.
And Braun just trying to kill everyone, and Braun will probably get disqualified because nothing is good.
Sure. How about the women's Survivor Series match? It's Alicia Fox, Nia Jax, Asuka, Sasha Banks, and Bayley against Becky Lynch, Carmella, Naomi, Tamina, and to be announced.
Probably mean Natalya, right?
They specifically did not say it was Natalya, which means someone who was supposed to debut on Raw may debut SmackDown.
It could be.
Yeah, I mean, I don't doubt that, but
yeah, I could see it being that. All that said, I still think it's going to be Raw.
Just consider this: that Team Raw had to have qualifying matches because they have so many women, whereas for SmackDown, they just put everyone in because they don't have a lot of women.
Yeah, it's going to be Raw.
Okay.
Come on, they're going to do the thing of Asuka is going to be the only one left and then kill everybody.
You see, I was thinking the opposite of what happened, how Rusev got his first L, where but via count out, and like that could be the opportunity to push someone, and then Asuka gets super pissed at that person, and she just fucking ruins everybody. So that's my prediction.
Cool. How about another champion versus champion? It's the Bar against the Usos.
I think it's going to be the Bar.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Bar because Cesaro and Sheamus are awesome.
No, they're not.
I like Cesaro.
I like how you just said Cesaro. Cool. Okay.
Like, Sheamus is fine.
Yeah, he looks...
But Cesaro. Let's talk about him. He can't talk very well right now.
Yeah. This is the one time where a mouthpiece hurts him.
I mean...
Yeah, what's the deal with that on Raw?
In fairness... That mouthpiece. I mean, he's got the mouthpiece because, he had his fucking teeth knocked in.
I was making a joke about Paul Heyman being his mouthpiece before.
Yes, I got it. And I got that Paul Heyman was a terrible mouthpiece.
Yes. Champion
How
versus...
did they fuck that up so bad?
Champion versus champion, Brock Lesnar against AJ Styles.
Bork Laser.
Yeah, Bork Laser. They're probably going to say...
I don't want... Hey, look, man. I don't want Brock to win. I will be unhappy when Brock wins, but it's gonna be Brock.
You don't want none.
Yeah, exactly. Which is why he's going to win.
How about the Shield against the New Day?
Shield.
Fuck you guys.
Guess what team Roman Reigns is on? It's like,
yeah, exactly.
We want
it's fucking Roman Reigns. I'm not saying it like, oh man, I love Roman Reigns. Oh, I'm so happy for the Shield to win. Oh, I like the Shield.
But what if Dean Ambrose gets pinned?
That would be weird.
It's not an elimination match.
That would be weird. I'm just gonna say it. That would be weird.
Okay. And last match, Alexa Bliss against Charlotte Flair.
Charlotte.
This is the one match I want to win. I like Alexa. I'm rooting for her.
Okay.
I like Alexa more, definitely, but I think it's gonna be Charlotte. I think they're gonna go with her.
Yep.
Like Charlotte is more important to the business and the brand than Alexa is. As much as I think that Alexa is way better as a character.
And I want to give a shout out to Bubba in the chat for saying board laser.
That's good. I like that.
Yeah.
Thank you, Base Bubba the Love Sponge.
All right, guys. Give me your Twitters to promote real quick.
All right, I've been Rhythm Bastard. You can find me on Twitter at Rhythm Bastard and at my website rhythmbastard.rocks and my Patreon patreon.com/rhythmbastard.
I am John GM on various other places on the internet. Also, you could find me at a little website called ProWrestling.Cool. Maybe you've heard of it?
Well, maybe.
Thank
you guys for both being on, and we'll be back in a couple minutes with Oscar.
Have fun with Oscar. I'm going to go back to unpacking boxes and crying.
I'm going to play Nuclear Throne. I'm Crystal.
I always want to play Nuclear Throne.
I made a mistake.
It's a very simple running gun game. It's just good mindless fun.
Guys,
Later.
I have an update before we go. The cat has left the box.
Yay! We'll be right back.
Y'all come back now, you hear?
Box cat's afraid to leave his box. Box.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Heel Turn, our live weekly wrestling show, and the official podcast of ProWrestling.Cool. This is the part where you say it's not just cool, it's not cool.
Hi.
God damn it, Oscar.
Sorry.
We are here to talk about this past weekend of WWE, which means we are talking Raw, we're talking SmackDown Live, we're talking NXT, and of course, this Sunday, Survivor Series. The day before that, it's NXT TakeOver War Games.
Houston, we have a War Games.
Boy, I'm Owen, and with me for the first time on this podcast, it's Oscar Bernard.
Hi. That's not how my name is pronounced. It's pronounced Bernard, but okay.
How did I say it?
Bernard.
How do you say it?
Bernard.
That's not much of a difference.
It's a difference to me.
All right, Oscar Bernard.
Thank you.
How's it going?
It's going pretty good. I can sense that you already regret having me on here.
I've regretted it during the pre-show. But
yeah.
I need to remind people that we are streaming live over at twitch.tv/ozoneonline, as well as on YouTube. Just search for the ProWrestling.Cool YouTube page. We don't have a fancy URL yet. And also, tweet us at the Heel Turn or join us in one of those chats to chat with us during the show. And Oscar?
Hello.
Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me on. I've wanted to be on this for a while.
We do not have people on very often, but it is an emergency case because if people tuned in live for the pre-show, John is in the middle of a move and is unable to join us, and Mistaken, our other guy, is off doing streaming, whatever. He's super busy. So I decided, fuck it, burn it down. Let's invite Oscar. Let's see how this goes.
You went to your first choice replacement.
If you want to believe that, you go right ahead. You go right ahead and believe that. So, since you're here, and this is the part where we talk about video games and whatnot, I'm going to give you a small platform, a little tiny platform. Tell me about WWE 2K18.
It's not great. It's okay, so
it's amazing, right? You love it.
I do love it, but I recognize that it's not a fantastic game, but I do think it's the best one of these since 2K14. It feels okay, which is a lot better than can be said for 17.
Oh, boy.
You know, I'm having fun with it, and I haven't had any super game-breaking glitches yet, except for the fact that sometimes custom arenas don't work, but yeah.
Great.
And the My Career mode is actually gives you something to do rather than just...
Yes, walk around backstage constantly.
You know what? That's something. My first feud on the main roster after being NXT champion was first to job to Mark Henry and Big Show and Braun Strowman, and then they moved me to SmackDown where I had a meaningless feud with Dolph Ziggler for 5 weeks that culminated on the Elimination Chamber pre-show. They get how wrestling works.
They get how your wrestling works.
I mean, that's a SmackDown thing to bring hot NXT stars up and kill their momentum in a Dolph Ziggler feud.
No, you were on Raw first. That's Raw's problem.
Yeah,
this
but then
the Sami Zayn situation.
I don't know. At least Sami Zayn, when he moved to SmackDown,
did nothing.
Also
for months.
had no. Right, I forgot that was months.
Yep, it was months, and now he's relevant.
Yeah. Who'd have thought?
Heel turn, baby. The best thing that happened to him. No one wanted him to turn heel, yet how great is it that he's heel?
I mean, maybe they should turn Bayley heel as well. That might make her character good.
Maybe they should give her a character first.
I mean, she has a character.
She had a character.
She has a character. She still has that character. The problem is that it was reintroduced is that they just kept the character going for the main roster fans who might not have necessarily watched NXT to watch all the development.
No,
it's what I call American Alpha Syndrome.
That's not what happened. That happened at first, but then they decided to take all her moral standings and just throw them in the garbage when she cheated to win the title.
I mean, I don't know about you, but Bayley, This Is Your Life is riveting television.
You better be sarcastic or I'm going to fight you.
I'm very sarcastic. It's one of the worst.
God.
It's worse than John Cena, This Is Your Life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay.
It was worse. At least John Cena and Mick Foley are charismatic enough and can act. Alexa Bliss and Bayley are two of the most dull people on wrestling.
One of them is
Alexa Bliss is terrible.
She's amazing. I will not let you say anything bad about Miss Bliss.
Alexa Bliss has Roman Reigns booking, but doesn't even look intimidating enough for it to be believable.
Have you seen her blissed off face? She's very intimidating.
Alexa Bliss is the worst. I loved Alexa Bliss, and then they over-pushed her.
Oh, no,
has anyone been pushed as hard as Alexa Bliss? That's not named Roman Reigns?
Oscar in NXT.
But at least Oscar in NXT, you believe she was actually gonna fucking kill you.
Alexa Bliss is great. I will hear none of this. You're a bad man for your opinions, and
I want Alexa Bliss off my TV so that I can remember why I liked Alexa Bliss and want her
also,
back.
I appreciate that I have a co-host that can constantly say Alexa Bliss and not have their Alexa go off. Because that is a thing that constantly happens with John. It's pretty great. with that, I believe that it is time that we transition into the wrestling news. And that's the jingle. And Oscar?
Hi.
Bit of sad news to kick things off. Everyone's lovable loser, the chinless wonder, James Ellsworth, was released from the company today.
Why? Why did they get rid of him? He was useful.
Because cost cutting.
Sure, then get rid of, like, Paige or Tamina.
No,
What's Tamina doing?
Tamina's awesome, and she's also a snooker, so what are you talking about?
I mean, Snuka is a real name that they want to have around for.
Have you seen this company? They're gonna bring Hulk Hogan back.
All right.
Wrestling is built on the foundation of terrible people.
True. At least Hulk Hogan never murdered someone
that you know of.
True.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not an accepted part of the history of Hulk Hogan that is got away with murder.
Though what he did is still really bad.
Hey, I'm not defending what Hogan did.
Technically, he murdered Gawker.
I can support murdering Gawker.
And according to America, I don't know if you're aware of it because you're a Canadian, corporations are people. By law, they are people. So they technically murdered Gawker.
I'm not going to touch that one.
Heel turn.
No, but no. I mean, there are plenty of other people that you can get rid of.
They already did. They got rid of Summer Rae.
Yeah. I don't know. Like
they got rid of Darren Young.
Like,
they got rid of Emma.
Okay, why don't we get rid of? I mean, Emma was not doing much.
She just had a huge match with Asuka. What are you talking about?
And that match made no sense.
Oh, I 100% agree with you, but still.
But, like, why do we still need... Why do... Like, if we're going to get rid of James Ellsworth, I mean,
they wrote him off last.
Yeah, but they wrote him off with a lead-in for a story.
No, not really. They made him super unlikable, then had Carmella kick him to the curb. And when we get to our predictions, I will explain to you why it's a good thing, and probably the reason why they got rid of James Ellsworth. It's a loose end that my prediction would totally derail.
But if we're gonna cost cut, there's probably a bunch of people that aren't even on NXT TV that can probably be cost cutted first. Like, I don't want anyone to lose their job, obviously, but I don't know. It just feels as though James Ellsworth was an asset to that division. Was an asset to
the women's division. You know, oh, you mean the guy that won the first Women's Money in the Bank match that pissed everyone off?
Yeah, which was fantastic.
Oh, but the thing is with James Ellsworth is that he went from a guy who just came in for one squash match with Braun Strowman to being a part of WrestleMania, to getting his own T-shirt.
Oh, I know, I get it.
To defeating the WWE champion
3 times.
3 times, like he had a hell of a run. I'm sure he is thrilled that he got to do what he did, and he understands this, and they can always call him back. He's always on good terms with the company.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to see James Ellsworth back because I do feel he's a good manager. Mm-hmm. And that guy knew how to get heat. Which is something that which is not something that you can say about 90% of the heels in WWE.
Well, WWE has a lot of talent in NXT that they want to call up, and there's spots on the main roster being filled up by people like James Ellsworth.
But James Ellsworth wasn't really taking up a spot, though, because he was in a manager role.
Yeah, he wrestled a match with Becky Lynch. Come on.
But that barely counts.
That match was incredible. You shut your mouth.
It was a fantastic match. But like, Bobby Heenan had matches. That doesn't make Bobby Heenan...
God bless you.
A wrestler.
Live podcast.
I've been around children who have had the flu all day for the last 2 days, so
That's exciting.
it's yeah.
Also, Bubba in the chat says they're keeping all the good boring wrestlers and cutting all the amusing people.
I mean, hey, maybe if you didn't sign like just a whole bunch of indie talents and then never do anything with them, maybe we could have some more money for.
Excuse me, Bobby Roode.
Yeah, I really loved Bobby Roode, and then they managed to kill his momentum.
He is fighting in a match with Triple H and Kurt Angle and John Cena.
I get that. But like, I don't know. Look at half the cruiserweight division.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about the cruiserweight division. That whole thing's a mistake. Besides Drew Gulak, and we know it.
I mean, it says something when Enzo Amore is one of the highlights of your division.
Because when it comes to the Raw audience, and a third hour for the SmackDown audience, all it cares about is a dumb, entertaining gimmick.
And hey, you know what? Maybe dumb, entertaining gimmicks are entertaining.
Well, look what they did to Jack Gallagher. They totally got rid of his whole stuff.
Yeah, they got rid of the thing that made Jack Gallagher the only over cruiserweight for a while.
Akira Tozawa.
I stand by what I said.
He says ha, and people love it.
Akira Tozawa is over in the same way that Ryback was over. He has a good chant.
I will not let you talk bad about Akira Tozawa like that, sir.
Tell me I'm wrong.
Because Akira Tozawa has entertaining moves in the ring as well.
I mean, watching Ryback kill people was great.
No. The only entertaining thing he did was the stuff with the Ryback Soul, where he had a weird gimmick. And
his last bit where he was just making fun of CM Punk the whole time.
And that one time he was supposed to pick up Mark Henry, and then he fucked it up, and then he did it after the match anyway.
And then when he saved Kalisto's life.
That was a mistake.
But yeah, no, I mean, you know who else can wrestle well? 90% of the cruiserweight division. But that doesn't mean that they're over.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, the point is, good luck, James, out there. You had a great run, and hopefully we see you again.
That man deserves to be in the Hall of Fame.
Nope. This is one of those hot opinions from Oscar you're going to get on this episode. Stay tuned, folks. Our next bit of news is that, Jack Swagger? Remember him? The All-American American?
Yeah, yeah.
Have you heard the news about him?
He's going to Bellator.
That is true. He signed with Bellator. Which,
I mean,
it's good.
He has legit wrestling credentials.
Well, yeah, he was a collegiate wrestler.
Yeah.
So this is great for him. I'm glad that he's getting to do that. I'll be curious to see. He's in the heavyweight division. I'm curious what opponents they'll stack him up with. Maybe we'll get him fighting Lashley. That could be a cool one.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you could do that, or you could tune into a 2010 episode of ECW.
Why would you do that?
To see Jack Swagger versus Lashley, that long-awaited dream match.
No, but that's fake fighting. I'm talking about the real fighting.
Sorry, fake fighting?
Yeah, I don't know if you know this. Professional wrestling is staged.
I did not know this.
They don't really punch each other.
Well,
at least they try not to.
Well, you've rocked my world.
Well, I expected you when you came on this podcast to do your research. I apologize to our audience that our co-host is underprepared for his job.
Well, I'm just gonna have to console this with Santa Claus next time I see him in the mall.
You know what? You should do that. Guilt trip. Our next bit of news is a little change happened to the India tour because whoopsies, Jinder Mahal's not champion anymore.
I think it's more whoopsies. There's a giant smog outbreak and people are recommended to not be in India.
There's a lot of things going on in here, okay?
Yeah.
But the point is that instead of a 2-night tour of India, they're just going to have one show in Delhi, which is going to be a super show.
And Triple H is going to face Jinder Mahal.
That is exactly what happened. And they announced over the weekend that Triple H is challenging Jinder Mahal to a match. And I bet you Jinder Mahal wins.
That would be the best. That would be the best.
I mean, number one, it's a house show, so who fucking cares about the results? And two, Jinder legitimately is the most over person in that country. So why not? He's not champion anymore. Let him have this.
They should televise it and do a Beast of the East type special.
No.
I wish they did more Beast of the East type specials.
That I agree with, because I wish Starrcade was being broadcast. But the thing is, though, that if they try to televise this, we won't be able to see anything because of all the smog.
Yeah.
So if it's in a bunch of smog, does the match actually happen? Who can say?
Triple H is just going to send Bobby Roode out there to job instead because no one will tell the difference.
Yeah, he's wearing the Triple H biker jacket. It's the same thing, pretty much. You want some more news?
Isn't Triple H also facing someone else on one of these tours?
Probably. I don't know.
That wasn't your other news?
No, because there's only the one match. It's a one-night tour. Who else?
I know, but isn't he also going to be facing like Roman Reigns or something on one of these shows?
I have no idea. Where did you hear this?
It was WWE tweeted it.
House shows doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We've seen Triple H fight Roman Reigns in the main event of WrestleMania 32. It was not good.
No, it wasn't.
That show was bad.
It was a real bad WrestleMania.
Yes! He agrees with me on something. Thank God.
I brought a friend over, and it was his first time watching wrestling, and he never came over again.
And it was his last time. Good job. Why would you... Our first-person experience, why would you say, here, watch 7 fucking hours of the
because
worst
it's
wrestling?
Because it's WrestleMania, and it's the most casually accessible show, and I do my party.
You could have just looked at the card and said, this is not the year.
The card, there was some promising build. It was the exact inverse of WrestleMania 31, which was terrible build that somehow turned out a great show, versus pretty good build, actually, that turned out a real bad show.
And also, Bubba says, I bet you that Triple H is still old. And yes. He's old, but hey, he's still, like, ripped as shit.
I mean, hey, so's everyone else in the main event of Survivor Series this year.
Yeah, the one young person got pedigreed out of it.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
And he cried! He just wanted to wrestle with his dad!
Too bad Triple H is his dad now.
I feel so bad for Jason Jordan.
Triple H is his dad now, accept it.
Anyway, what's the other news?
This is some fucked up news. Ready for some fucked up news?
Sure.
Lucha Underground's getting another season.
Oh, but there's more news to that, though, isn't there?
I just saw the headline and said, fuck that.
The guys that are part of Lucha Underground, though, no longer have exclusive contracts.
I'm surprised they have any contracts. They should not be associated with that show anymore.
I thought Lucha Underground was the darling of...
It was. Like in season 2.
Okay.
Season 3 happened, people were like, eh. And then the Sexy Star stuff happened, and went, eh.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I haven't been following it since season 3, and John fell off of it too, and he was way into it, so.
I have still not seen an episode of Lucha Underground.
It's fine now. It was cool then, but then it just kept being the same thing. I'd rather see those wrestlers in bigger spotlights.
Yeah.
Bring Prince Puma over to WWE.
Bring John Morrison back.
He's Johnny Impact now.
Yeah, I know. Candidate from Canada's own Impact Wrestling.
Don't get me started with the Anthem. I'm very mad.
I mean, Bizarro promotion moves to Bizarro Land.
Yeah, but I'm still mad at that. I had a whole rant during my solo episode, and also I reiterated it last week with John about how they made a bunch of friends I know in the wrestling industry lose their job. I don't need to go into it again. I'm very bitter about it. And
well, that was a more of a bummer than I had hoped, that I had expected.
Sure is. That's the story of Anthem. I've got one more bit of news if you'd like.
Sure.
Also, I have a delayed response in the chat about talking about old guys being ripped. Vince McMahon is still ripped as shit. I don't think he belongs in a wrestling ring, and I disagree because you should remember the time that Kevin Owens headbutted him. That shit was awesome.
What if this whole thing is just a slow build to a McMahon triple threat main eventing WrestleMania?
We already had WrestleMania 2000.
No, that was a McMahon in every corner. I'm talking about Vince versus Shane versus Stephanie in like a Thunderdome match.
We're not having Stephanie wrestle them, no.
I mean, remember when Vince and Stephanie had an I Quit match?
Yeah, that was the Attitude Era. It's bad.
And that was the Ruthless Aggression era.
Was it?
Yeah, that was 2005.
Oh boy, I was watching that. I don't remember that at all.
Yeah.
Nope. We don't need to talk about that. Man, you bring you bring the show to dark places, my friend. One more bit of wrestling news. If you were following Instagram or any social media for that matter, Paige was backstage at Raw. She was scheduled to make her return. But then stuff came out that she was going to make her return, and then the company was like, fuck it! No, she's not.
Didn't that happen with Jimmy Wang Yang?
What? When?
Wasn't like last year Jimmy Wang Yang backstage at something, and then it got out that he was backstage, so they nixed him coming back?
I doubt they would actually bring him back. He's probably just visiting. That sounds...
I mean, they brought the Headbangers back for a bit.
That's because SmackDown Live is fucking weird.
Yeah, it is.
They brought back Rhino. And now he's stuck on Raw doing nothing on main event.
Oh, you mean like when he was stuck on SmackDown doing nothing after Heath Slater and Rhino lost their titles and didn't even have a Superstars to job on?
Excuse me. He helped Heath Slater get that above ground pool, and also he was one of the first ever SmackDown Live Tag Team Champions.
Yep, and then after they lost the title, they did nothing.
Weird, as if they only have 2 hours.
Because SmackDown forgot that tag teams existed.
They only have 2 hours.
They can still showcase American Alpha, their tag champs, more than once a month.
They used to when they had main event, and then they took it away. And they said, "Here, now you get another hour of Raw bullshit on your show." I've been on this pedestal before. I've been on this soapbox before talking about how Raw gets 5 hours every week, and SmackDown gets 2. I'm not happy about it. But yeah, Paige, the plans got next for her. Maybe Sunday. We'll get into that when we talk about predictions for this weekend's shows. But that's all I got for news. Oscar, do you have anything?
No.
Fantastic. Well, next we usually talk about Monday Night Raw. But first, let me check the chat.
They agree with you that it would be Vince, Shane, Triple H.
Yep, I could 100% see, or I could see Shane versus Triple H with Vince as the referee though.
Oh, but I could see it being the McMahons, but you're not allowed to hit Stephanie, so Stephanie takes no hits during the match and then just double pins them both with like the Chris Jericho cocky pin.
Excuse me, how about instead it's a Stephanie on a pole match?
You mean forklift?
Yeah, well, yeah, it's a forklift, but it's still called on a pole.
I thought they did wind up calling it a Judy Bagwell on a forklift match.
No, it was a Judy Bagwell on a pole match. There's a very famous audio clip of it. It's very
I know.
cool.
I recently watched New Blood Rising.
Why?
Because I have the WWE Network.
Why?
I had to know.
Oscar, you can spend that $9.99 over at patreon.com/PWC and get more entertaining content like our fantasy booking podcast.
Yes, but you're not going to answer the question of will Goldberg follow the script?
You don't know that? You don't listen. We might answer that question.
Well, will Goldberg follow the script?
Pay $9.99 and maybe find an answer. I can't tell you. Dude, I have a Patreon to promote, sir.
So Raw happened this week.
Yes, thank you for bringing us back. Raw happened this week, and
you made me watch it.
yeah, because I make John watch it, and by that I mean he doesn't, and then he makes up stuff about the show.
Yeah.
But you actually watched it, and you wrote so many notes.
Yes, I did.
There's like over a page of notes. This is a lot. This is a lot to take in.
It's 2.5 pages of notes.
This is a lot to take in. So we're gonna go through some of these notes, and you're gonna explain to me what the fuck is going on in your mind.
Okay.
So.
Oh, you're gonna go through my notes, and I'm gonna explain it to you.
Well, I'm gonna go over like chunks of it, and you're gonna kind of talk me through what you're thinking about.
Okay.
And if you want to read these notes, may I remind you, we have a Patreon at patreon.com/PWC, where for this one you can just pay $1 because that's all these notes are worth, are $1. You get a whole month's worth of this stuff. Boy. All right, let's get started with these notes. First thing you wrote: did anything come of this Under Siege thing?
Yeah, because they've been showing that clip on literally every single Raw and SmackDown, and then did nothing with it until SmackDown this week, which happened after I wrote the notes.
Excuse me. The New Day showed up last week and threatened Under Siege Part 2.
They did nothing with it. They did nothing with that until the last possible minute.
They cost the Shield the tag belts with it. Excuse me.
And also, I think you'll find it's hashtag Under Siege.
You didn't write that. You didn't write it as hashtag.
Oh, right. I write it as hashtag later on. Never mind.
I'm gonna replace it then. Because in my notes I wrote hashtag Under Siege. Because that is the way you do it. You stay on brand, sir.
I mean, I love the original Shield.
Okay, we're gonna talk about that. Let's talk about that because you wrote it several times in these notes.
Yeah.
Because I also, if you read about last night, which is over at ProWrestling.Cool, it's our website. Which yes, I wrote about Raw, even though I'm the SmackDown editor. But someone had to write about it because we never write about Raw.
I did read about last night about Monday Night Raw.
Oh, thank you.
Last night.
Thank you. I appreciate it because I put a lot of work into the stupid things I write on that website.
You put arguably too much work into that Raw recap.
Hey, you know what? I do it for the fans. Someone's clearly reading these things. But yeah, they kept saying the original Shield, and I got very upset as they continued to say it every single time.
Well, because it's to differentiate from the other versions of the Shield.
Please tell me the other versions of the Shield.
It is Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, and Kurt Angle.
That happened once.
And Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, and Triple H.
That happened on a house show.
And, of course, the original Shield, which never came to be, Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, and Cassius Ohno.
What? No, fuck that. That's not canon.
But yeah, so I mean,
I've
now
seen the
this
pictures,
is.
but it's not canon.
I mean, this is the original Shield.
Also, you forgot the Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, and Samoa Joe version.
That happened?
That happened at a house show.
Oh.
During that same tour.
Man, I forgot that happened.
Yeah, it sure did.
Huh.
So clearly, we had to say this is the original Shield, guys. Original Shield. For realsies this time. Also, Bub in the chat says that they gave Kurt Angle a chest protector. He's an official member. And you know what?
And they gave Triple H a chest protector, too. He put it on over his biker jacket.
It's true. So, I guess... Alright, you know what? They're right then. They have to call it the original Shield now, because we've clearly had 2 other versions.
Yeah. My mother, who loves Roman Reigns, was frequently just now hates Kurt Angle because she was worried that they were going to replace Roman Reigns with Kurt Angle for realsies.
Okay, what? No,
yeah,
that's not real.
My mother loves Roman Reigns, and every week she's worried, like, they're not going to replace Roman Reigns with Kurt Angle, are they?
I'm glad he's reaching his key demographic at least. Moms.
My mother loves Roman Reigns.
I'm shocked to hear this.
Well, because the first time she ever watched wrestling with me was the night after WrestleMania 33, and the first thing she saw was the crowd just eating Roman Reigns alive.
And she's like, "Oh, poor Roman."
She determined that he has really nice eyes, he looks like a kind person, and the crowd is being too mean to him just because he won a match.
The Undertaker. Fuck him.
Well, which you know what though? When you think about it from that outsider's perspective, yeah, the crowd are being dicks to Roman Reigns.
He made the Cowboy Zombie Man go away forever.
And he looks pathetic.
Oh.
Anyway, but yeah, so that's why. So that my mother's 3 favorite people are Roman Reigns, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Bobby Roode. The latter 2 because their entrances are incredible.
I get it.
And AJ Styles because he's my favorite, so she's gonna like him for me.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, my mother's a wonderful woman.
All sons should say that. You're good. You're a good son.
Yeah.
I have not met your mother, so I cannot judge her, but I will take your word for it. But can we talk about the opening segment?
Yeah, are you going to keep running through my confusing notes?
Again, I'm going to briefly go over them. If people want to read the full thing, all 500,000 words of it, patreon.com/PWC. You only need $1. But please, tell me about this opening segment and the fact that Stephanie cut off Kurt Angle's balls again.
Yeah, what? So, yeah, Stephanie was like, "Oh, Kurt Angle, I love you," and then is like, "Kurt Angle, fuck you." Stephanie is tsundere.
Wait, when did she say she loves him?
She's like, "Oh, Kurt Angle, you're the team captain. You're great. You're the best. Fuck you, Kurt Angle."
I mean, yeah.
If you lose, I'm gonna fucking kill you.
I mean, yeah, I do remember her saying that verbatim, yes.
Yeah, again, Stephanie is tsundere towards Kurt Angle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, the Shield showed up. Is it, he's okay.
Yeah, well, so before
remember that
though,
time he was a member of the Shield, but now we are the original Shield?
Yeah, well, so before that, though, I believe you'll note in my notes that I think Jason Jordan came out to rousing boos, which led me to remark, is Jason Jordan a heel?
He came out? I don't remember this.
Or he was mentioned.
Well, yeah.
And is he a heel?
Yeah, no, he's going to become heel. Because like I said earlier, that Triple H is now his dad. I legitimately think that he's going to turn Kurt Angle and become the Authority's new pet project.
Yeah, so Stephanie wants Kurt Angle to kill Shane McMahon, which I think Shane McMahon might be interested in if it pops a rating.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Shield came out. I'm excited to see Roman Reigns. Then Stephanie was tsundere towards the Shield.
Because she hates everybody.
And then Roman Reigns never answered Stephanie McMahon's question of, where have you been?
Don't worry about it.
He just flipped the question.
I got mumps. Don't worry about it. I got mumps. I need this job.
Yeah, so that was the opening segment.
But they issued the challenge to the New Day.
Yeah, and that's going to be cool. That's a more exciting match than the Shield versus the Usos.
And if you check social media during it, the New Day accepted, but Big E
did the worst response promos.
What? On Twitter?
Yeah, that stuff was cringy.
No, Big E had a great point.
I don't want to think about Roman Reigns eating his own shit.
No, that's not the point. The point is Big E said that on one condition, that they're not allowed to have chest protectors. Because that's clearly cheating. And yeah, it is.
All right, but I also don't want to think about Roman Reigns eating his own shit.
I kind of do.
Well,
but that's just
let me tell you about the German internet.
Well, let me tell you about my fan fiction.
I mean, it's the Shield. I'm 90% sure that's existing somewhere.
Let me direct you to anywhere on Tumblr.com. Just type in Shield, and I'm sure you'll either see all of them fucking each other or eating their own shit.
Yep. All right.
Isn't Tumblr great?
Yeah.
I'm not joking. That's legitimately, you can find that on Tumblr.
I have seen it.
Oh boy. Well,
have me on a future podcast as I just run down erotic Shield fan fiction.
Nope. I think Twitch or YouTube or somebody will shut us down if we do that. So, no, sir.
No images. I will just describe what's going on.
No, still, I'm sure that will get us shut down. Too real. Delete.
And then there was a women's match.
Yes, it was a triple threat to determine the 5th member of Team Raw.
It was Bayley versus 2 people who will obviously not be on the Survivor Series team.
Oh, yeah, obviously.
Also, Dana Brooke still exists.
I appreciate that they played up in an indirect way that she had a feud with Oscar in NXT.
Yeah, also, Alicia Fox as captain is annoying, and I hate her.
Oh, come on, she's got a hat. She's the captain now.
Alicia Fox as captain is annoying. It's the worst.
Her gimmick is that she's annoying and the worst because that's her heel thing.
It doesn't matter.
You hate her, which means it's working. You hate a heel in 2017. It's a miracle.
I don't know. You hate Enzo.
I do. Yeah, and I appreciate that they're doing it right. He's doing the same annoying shit that he was doing as a face, and I hate him.
And you hate you hate Big Cass.
Yeah. Have you seen him?
That doesn't make Big Cass's heel work effective. That just means Big Cass is terrible.
Well, yeah, he has X-Pac heat. Enzo does not have X-Pac heat. He has heel heat.
Enzo turned X-Pac heat into heel heat.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm saying I appreciate what he's doing, but also I hate him because he's an asshole. And he's making Drew Gulak constantly lose.
Yeah, I just want Asuka to kill all the women on Raw because she and Nia Jax are the only 2 women on Raw that I care about.
Also, Bubba in the chat mentions our earlier conversation. If you don't get shut down, you at least should get shut down for fanfiction reading. And yeah, this is why you can't do this, Oscar.
Yeah. And then Drew Gulak happened.
Yeah, Drew Gulak's the best. Have I mentioned that he's the best?
Yeah, him and Enzo cut another Enzo and Gulak promo, which is fine because they're good promos.
No, that's not what happened.
You're right. They got interrupted by Team Lucha.
Enzo cut an Enzo promo, and then Gulak was given his time, and then he got interrupted because that's what happens to him.
Yeah.
I do have to point out that I love that when Enzo said, "How you doing?" Drew Gulak responded.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "What are you doing? Don't do that."
Drew Gulak's great.
He's the best.
Enzo wore a stupid outfit, and then Enzo and Gulak beat Kalisto and Tozawa, which means Kalisto is winning the title.
Fun fact about Drew Gulak. Did you know that he has a bunch of moves named after different parts of Philadelphia?
No, Owen, I don't believe you've ever mentioned to me about Drew Gulak's connection to Philadelphia.
No, I'm talking about that he has moves named after the city.
I know, I don't believe you've ever mentioned that Drew Gulak has any Philadelphia-inspired part of his moveset. Not once.
I legitimately don't think I told you about that part.
You have.
I told you about the University City stretcher?
Yeah, check your Discord.
Nah,
You mention it every time. You mention it every time Gulak is on screen.
Nah, I'm good. It's just a fog of Drew Gulak love, brotherly love, you know.
Then Kurt Angle motivated the Raw team and set up some matches that could be pretty, and set up some matches that wound up being pretty good.
It's not some of them, not so much.
And then Cesaro needs to take out his mouth guard because I can't understand a word he's saying. And Sheamus has a Liverpool badge on his jacket, which means fuck Sheamus.
Well, yeah, he's a heel, but also, what matches did they set up?
The Bar and The Miz versus The Shield, and
that match was not good.
That match was fun.
It was fine, but it wasn't good. It was fine.
And Kane versus Strowman.
Never happened.
That match was great.
That match never happened.
We'll get to that when we get to the end of Raw. And then they ran the hashtag Under Siege footage again.
But you're forgetting that they also set up Samoa Joe and Finn Balor against the Good Brothers.
Oh yeah, that was totally a match. I forgot about that.
Lasted a half hour, and it was the worst.
I think I fast-forwarded it.
It was a half hour. It was so long.
Then Bray Wyatt and Jason Jordan had a match for audience apathy.
I'm good.
Paul Heyman cut another Paul Heyman promo, and it was the best. Brock is the best
until Tuesday.
Brock is growing back his UFC beard, and Paul Heyman is actually putting over AJ Styles and not burying him, which is nice.
It's what he usually does to anyone who's not Jinder Mahal.
But also, he put over AJ Styles, which means AJ Styles is going to lose.
Oh.
And then Paul Heyman mocked a marriage proposal.
Well, to be fair, they tried to interrupt his.
Yeah. Then the original Shield faced the Super Miztourage.
What? No, that's not what they're called. It's called the Miz and the Bar.
At this point,
AKA the Bar Mitzvah.
The Miz to Bar.
No, the Bar Mitzvah.
Oh, that's clever.
Yeah, I stole that. Don't worry.
Yeah. Kane cut a spooky promo.
Okay.
And he is officially worse than death. There's a joke in there somewhere.
No, I don't see any joke.
Setting up Monster versus Machine.
That's cute.
Then Kurt Angle has to replace his son on the Survivor Series team. And Jason Jordan started crying. He really wants to be in the match.
We need to not glance over this. We need to talk about this segment, sir.
Come on, WWE. Let the kid fight with his dad.
His dad won a gold medal with a broken freaking neck. I'm pretty sure he can fight with a bum leg.
Yeah, let Jason Jordan fight alongside his dad and make him happy.
See, but here's the thing. Jason Jordan fucking sucks. So they're like, he's the one bad part of this match, so we need to get him out.
And then Stephanie berated Kurt Angle again.
I can't believe it. What?
And then Triple H came out. And fuck crying kid. I want Triple H pedigree the shit out of that crying kid.
No, you're overlooking a very important thing that happened here.
What am I overlooking?
Well, first he announced that he's the replacement. And then he looks at Jason Jordan crying like an idiot, and goes to Kurt Angle and off mic says, "That's your son?" And then turns back to Jason Jordan and pedigrees him, and then looks back at Kurt Angle like, "Fuck your son," and leaves. I put a gif of that on about last night at ProWrestling.Cool.
So
you
Team
can see
Raw.
him out that it's really good.
So Team Raw is now Team Big Sweaty Men and Finn Balor.
He's a funny man.
But he's not Big Sweaty Man.
Muscular.
So my only note for Samoa Joe and Balor versus the Club is that match happened. It was fine.
It was not fine. It went through 2 commercial breaks.
I fast forwarded most of it.
It went over 2 commercial breaks. That's not. No. Why?
Then the last part of Raw, Kane versus Strowman, and they keep showing that chair spot at TLC, and it is awesome every time. And then holy shit,
spot.
The
where
one
he dropped
where,
all of them?
yeah, where he drops all the chairs on Strowman. It's the
where he got Wade
best.
Barretted?
Yes! Yes, that spot is so good!
Why are you showing that and not the part where Kane literally murdered him?
Because we already had it. We know that he can't. We know that ambulances can't keep him down, but chairs.
It didn't keep him down. He got back up.
But you know what? But you know what, though? You know what happened? They broke the ring, and it was the best. It was the best.
No, that was not the best. Come on.
That match was awesome.
We recently had a ring blowing up.
This was still fun. He sent him to hell.
And remember, we literally just recently had Kane come up through the ring.
Yeah.
That's way better than that.
They're both real good. They're both real good.
I think you have too much love for things happening to the ring.
Yeah, I do.
That's.
But I mean, overall, I mean,
how about this? I could make it better. I would have been hyped if Strowman slammed him through, but did not go through with him, and then fire shot out of the ring.
Ooh, that would be good.
Literally sending him to hell. Then I would be on board.
But I mean, overall, this Raw was fine, and I'm excited for Survivor Series, which makes this better than pretty much every other go-home show WWE has done.
I thought I really.
But I mean, like, the go-homes for Survivor Series have been better than most other go-homes.
Okay. I mean, the go-home to Hell in a Cell was really...
I don't remember what it was.
Kevin Owens fought Shane McMahon in the concourse, and then Shane McMahon came back in and Kevin Owens says, "I'm gonna send you to hell and kill you," and literally.
Oh yeah.
Then headbutted him.
Right. Yeah, that was Raw.
Yeah, that's fine. I had to watch it because I had to write about it.
It was a fine episode of Monday Night Raw.
Well, can I tell you about a great episode of Tuesday Night SmackDown Live?
Sure.
Well, excluding the final segment, which ruined everything.
The final segment was awesome.
The final segment ruined everything.
No, the final segment was, like, actually the best part of SmackDown.
Oh, weird. The guy who's covering Raw is Pro Raw. When they do bad things, Team SmackDown. I get.
I have
You're
no
filling
brand.
in your role. Fine. Okay.
I have no brand loyalty.
No, apparently you do because you're rooting for Team Raw to beat up an elderly man.
Much like WWE, you are arbitrarily forcing my brand loyalty.
Yes, and you should probably go with it for the sake of the show.
I consider myself more like Brock Lesnar, where I barely show up on here, and then I'm going to leave as soon as it's done.
Yeah, and never to return again.
And I kind of don't care about any of the brands because I just want to watch wrestling. / stay in my cabin in Saskatchewan and hunt.
Well, how about number one, no cabin for you. Number two, how about just for the sake of this episode, you be on Team Raw, so I have someone to compete against.
Okay. Yeah, they beat the shit out of Shane McMahon. They actually beat the shit out of him.
We're not talking about the main event thing first. I'm talking about the first thing that happened on the show.
Okay.
Sir?
I wasn't sure if this still counted as part of the Raw recap.
No. We're on SmackDown now. This is my turn. You ran through Raw real quickly. I'm going to take my time and savor this delightful episode of SmackDown.
You made me run through Raw real quick. I still have 2 pages of notes left I could go through.
I told you I was going to walk with you through that. You just decided to just sprint through it yourself. So that was on you, sir. I was trying to slow you down, but you just kept rolling.
Well, you know, I am the Undertaker. I keep rolling.
Let me talk about SmackDown. Let me talk to you about the pep rally that kicked... Did you watch SmackDown?
I did watch SmackDown.
The pep rally at the top of the show was awesome. It got the whole roster together. They were all excited about about Survivor Series and brand loyalty. And they established Shane McMahon explaining why they need to rally together and put aside things for Sunday only and actually give them motivation to want to compete, which Raw tends not to do. The only thing they have is these matches are happening, I guess, and I guess Stephanie's gonna threaten Kurt Angle. She always does. Whatever. No real other reason why Finn Balor and Samoa Joe should be teaming up when they want to kill each other.
But I mean, at least in kayfabe, Raw can assemble a strong, dominant team.
Weird when they have more people to choose from.
Oh, weird! It's like it's like SmackDown had to use a guy that couldn't beat Jinder Mahal 3 times and a guy that went 50-50 with Dolph Ziggler.
Don't worry about it. Fine, it's fine. Shut your mouth. Point is, SmackDown's got AJ Styles, so it's fine.
And the rest of SmackDown's team is barely featured on television now.
We only have 2 hours.
These are your main eventers.
Leave me alone.
They are your main eventers.
Stop being mean to me.
I've waited so long to do this.
Oh, let me get through my shows before you start shitting all over it, sir. But yeah, Shane McMahon gave everyone chance to cut promos on their opposition, which was awesome, and established some semblance of a feud, which Raw tends not to do. So it was good. The New Day got to get everyone chanting SmackDown rocks. It was great. It was a great segment. I was smiling the entire time because I am actually quite loyal to SmackDown. It's a good show, and they give me a reason to want to cheer for them. And then Danny Bryan returned and continued to talk about how great SmackDown is because it's the best show. Superior brand.
Yeah, Daniel Bryan cut a real good promo.
But he introduced AJ Styles first. And for tonight, I'm going to be your advocate. Even though, Styles doesn't really need one, but he'll humor him and let Danny Bryan cut a fucking wrestling promo for the first time in years. And it was awesome. It was really good. He actually had legitimately valid points as to why Brock Lesnar was going to lose. The whole thing about him quitting at UFC, that armbar was so savage. Pointing out how he's Danny Bryan's fought big men before, and the thing is for smaller guys in their speed is to just wear them out, and then they'll just collapse. It was great. It was a great promo, and then the icing on the cake was AJ Styles at the end saying, unlike Brock Lesnar, I'm not a puppet I can actually talk to, and cut a good promo as well. It was great.
And then probably got paid 20% of what Brock Lesnar made for not talking.
Yeah, well, some people actually like to wrestle. And it's not just about the money. Go figure. The next thing I have up here is the United States Championship match between Baron Corbin and Sin Cara. Did anyone think Sin Cara was going to win?
Sort of.
Anyone? Show hands in the chat. Anyone think Sin Cara was going to win? Because fuck you, of course not.
I kind of wanted Sin Cara to win.
Why?
so that we weren't going to have a heel versus heel match at Survivor Series.
No. You don't understand. Sin Cara is not even a face. He exists.
One could say that he is Sin Face.
Oh God. The worst.
My mother also very much likes Baron Corbin because he looks like he has kind eyes.
Fuck off. Now I'm no longer a fan of your mom.
You are aware that you now have just told a 66-year-old woman to fuck off for liking wrestling.
Yeah. I'm from Philadelphia. It's what we do. We tell pretty much everyone to fuck off.
I mean, that's why your city is so beloved.
No, we don't want to be loved. We hate everybody. We don't want you to love us. We hate you. Don't worry about it. But yeah, I wrote one note for this match. And it's one word. And it's actually a word that you're very familiar with.
Yeah. Fair.
I mean, it's spelled the same way as A. So. Canadian.
I was kind of hoping that, though, that the Baron Corbin Sin Cara thing was going to lead to, a mask versus hair. Because Because they've been building up the importance of the mask so much. That's just like, do something with this.
Hey, Oscar, guess what?
What?
It's as if a few weeks later they're gonna have Clash of Champions, and they need to set up matches real quickly, and The Miz is not an option for Corbin.
Yeah.
They could totally revisit this. They just needed to get this out of the way so they can have the interpromotional match that means nothing.
Survivor Series. We just need to get this out of the way.
Pretty much, because none of this stuff's going to lead anywhere. Except for
what do you mean? It's leading to the one night a year when SmackDown Live and Raw go head to head.
Someone didn't watch TLC. Or the Raw after TLC. Because clearly that's not the case.
Those were not advertised matches. Doesn't count.
They advertised it the Friday before.
That does not count.
It totally counts. They promoted it on social media, the most important of all.
Yeah, all right.
Have they not told? Did you not read those Did You Know facts where they promote how many followers they have on Facebook?
Hey, I love those Did You Know facts. They got me.
You did not know them, did you?
When I started watching WWE, I listened to Michael Cole and I downloaded the WWE app so that I could watch matches during commercial breaks.
And then they were like, actually, fuck that. You don't get that anymore. Hell, you don't even get the matches during commercial breaks in Canada.
I know. The WWE app was super cool, and they would also have fun facts about the city sprinkled during the actual show.
I'm thinking you're like one of 5 people in the world that actually used it. The second screen experience.
I loved the second screen experience.
Yeah, you're literally the only person. Now you know how I feel about 3D.
It's me and Michael Cole.
Whereas it was just me with 3D. I was the only person that liked it.
I would have liked 3D if it didn't give me a headache and make me throw up.
That's on you, man. It's not 3D's fault. You just can't handle that many dimensions.
Yeah, no, I physically cannot do 3D movies. They make me feel ill.
That stinks. 3D's awesome. I love 3D.
It's the same reason why when I saw Star Wars, I did it in like those moving chair things, whatever they're called.
D-Box.
Yeah, and
D-Box
I had to leave. And I had to leave because I threw up.
You are a very weak stomached person.
I mean,
And that is not an insult. That is just a fact.
I have a long history of throwing up during films when I eat bad food.
You are not allowed to throw up in my house when you visit.
I will not throw up in your house. Don't feed me an extra large popcorn with quadruple butter and Twizzlers.
Why would you eat quadruple butter? That's too much butter.
Because I could. They told me I could get free butter.
You need to stop and ask yourself, not if you could, but if you should.
It was
the answer's
free.
No, don't do that.
It was free butter.
Yeah, it's like here's free acid to pour in your face. You're not gonna do it. It's bad. It'll kill you.
But yeah, that's how I threw up when I watched Yu-Gi-Oh! The movie, The Pyramid of Light, on my 10th birthday.
There's a lot to unpack in that statement, but I'm not gonna. We have to move on. We have a wrestling show to do, sir. So let me tell you about a good title match that was on this show, and that is Charlotte Flair against Natalya for the Women's Championship. So
yeah, that match was fun.
Yeah, here's the thing, though. Earlier in the day on social media, Charlotte posted that she was dedicating the match to her dad. And as soon as that happened, I went, shit. She's going to win now. And guess what? Charlotte won in Charlotte. Can't believe it. Someone won in their hometown.
I mean, if they, if Ric Flair had died and she dedicated it to Ric Flair, then they could have redone the whole Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio thing.
And then have Natalya say that Ric Flair is in hell?
Yeah.
Great.
And keep it going on for like a year.
No, don't need. We don't need to go down this road. This is too dark. This is too dark.
You're right. They've already made one too dark storyline involving a deceased Flair.
Stop it. You're making the show too dark. You keep doing this.
I just remember bad wrestling.
Like, this show is heel turn, but you are still taking us to lows that we have not done in months.
Look, my WWE 2K18 character based on myself starts out as a heel and then just turns heel 6 more times.
What?
I never once turn face. I just become more of an asshole.
Just like in real life.
I just have more. I just become a bigger heel.
You're like an onion. You just unwrap, like one. You peel off one layer of terribleness, and this just keeps getting worse.
Yes.
Oh man, you're like the world's worst blooming onion.
Oh, you mean like all blooming onions?
Oh no, we're not doing this fight, sir. No, this is not a fight for this podcast. I will fisticuff fight you in January.
Fine, bring me a bloomin' onion. Maybe if I don't have to pay $50 for a
what? $50?
That's an exaggeration. Also, there haven't been
fucked up.
I'll also say this: there haven't been Outback Steakhouses in Canada in like 10 years.
Okay, I was gonna say, like, if you're like trying to like fly one in directly from Canada or from Australia, I have news for you. They don't actually have them down there. I have spoken with actual Australians to confirm this.
Bubba gets where I'm coming from. The raw flour in the middle of a bloomin' onion.
Well, yeah, that is actually really good.
Is it though? Yeah. Is it? Oh,
it's like a bunch of it's so good. It's like nice and soft. I love bloomin' onion.
Well, you can buy me one in January.
That's a really weird food request in Philadelphia, but I may still take you up on it.
I mean, I'm gonna be with you for 7 days. We're gonna have.
Oh God! Don't remind me.
Have me on a heel turn in real life.
Never. You're never allowed back until I feel like burning this podcast down again. Let me get through the show. You keep diverting me. What are you doing?
Yeah, let's get through the show.
This match was great, even though I knew what was going to happen. It was these two like really like are so comfortable with each other in the ring that they go out there and do crazy spots like that. Like when Charlotte got up on the barrier, and Natalya grabbed her and power bombed her into the turnbuckle or into the ring post.
I mean, it's the advantage of when you have a division that's so thin, you have to wrestle each other like every night for 3 months, that you get real comfortable with each other.
Or the fact that these two had a feud in NXT and where they had a bad match, and since then they figured out how to have good matches.
Yeah, I mean, it's like when Charlotte and Sasha Banks had a bunch of really good matches over the course of 6 months on Raw. Or when the New Day and the Usos had real good matches with each other.
See, the first one you were wrong because that was bad. The second one was actually good.
Or when literally every combination of Sheamus, Cesaro, Matt, and Jeff Hardy was explored.
You keep saying these are good. Only one of them was actually good. You need to.
They all had pretty good first matches that went on way too long.
Come on, the Usos and the New Day were great every single time. Including their last match was their best one.
Usos and New Day got so stale for me.
Did you see that Hell in a Cell match?
Hell in a Cell was fine.
It's amazing.
Because Hell in a Cell finally introduced a gimmick into the match.
They had that street fight a couple weeks before.
I totally forgot that happened.
It was where the New Day just went like wild with the Singapore Canes. It was great.
Don't remember it at all.
It was like the match that got me back into this feud. I was like, this is the shit I want. And then they took it to a new level with the Hell in a Cell. I'm like, this is great.
The only two things I remember really liking from that feud were the rap battle and Hell in a Cell.
I liked a lot of what they did.
It went on for like 6 months.
No, it went on for 3 months. Thank you.
Because SmackDown has no tag teams. And no
Or they
women.
have the two best tag teams, so we keep having good matches. So let's just keep having good matches.
So let's not feature anyone else in our division.
To be fair, look who else was in the division. Hype Bros.
Hype Bros are good.
They're breaking up.
They're not great, but Hype Bros are solid. And I'm gonna be sad that they break up because one, Raw needs more tag teams. Sorry, SmackDown needs more tag teams.
Yeah, well, wait for the revival to come back in 2 years.
Oh, you mean when Dash Wilder gets released, so Scott Dawson has like a weird singles push that goes nowhere and gets released 6 months later?
But Dash Wilder already has a bad singles push happening on main event.
Oh, sorry, I got confused with which revival.
Have you seen Dash Wilder on main event? It's very sad.
No, I don't watch main event. Why would I watch?
It's because I do, because I cover this website, but yeah, he comes, like, I saw the saddest thing ever when he came out to the revival entrance and he did the thing where they bump fists, and then he looks over and realizes that Scott Dawson's still injured, and he got real sad. I was like, oh no, best friend is dead. So sad.
Anyway, what else happened on SmackDown?
Yeah, Charlotte won the match with the figure 8, and then she talked about her dad, and then, oh my gosh, Ric Flair was actually there the whole time. It says, that would have been real cool if Enzo, 2 hours before the show started, didn't post an Instagram photo with Ric Flair backstage, ruining the whole thing. Whoops.
I didn't see that Instagram post, so
It's real funny that he did that. Like, that's fucked up, dude.
Yeah.
Yes. And so yeah, it's Charlotte against Alexa Bliss now. That should be fine, even though we've seen this match before.
Yeah.
And also, hey, guess what? You said you wanted tag teams, right?
Yeah.
Bludgeon Brothers. Next week.
I am into the Bludgeon Brothers.
Goddamn right. Have you seen their hammers? They hit the camera and it's like, yeah, let's go.
It's a much better post-Wyatt gimmick than the last thing Eric Rowan had.
See, unlike Wyatt, when they say bullshit that doesn't make any sense, it's at least funny. Because they start yelling at the end.
Yeah.
And the best part about the promo this week was that they they paused before they hit the camera. I was like, oh, are they not gonna do it? And then they did it.
Yeah.
They know their audience.
Yeah, that was fun. I like the Bludgeon Brothers.
I hope their entrance includes them hitting the camera with their hammers.
Yeah.
Get hyped. Bludgeon Brothers are coming.
Oh, I don't get hype. I stay hype.
That's a different team. But they may fight that team.
Well, there's no one else for them to fight because
Brazango and the Ascension don't exist outside of the Fashion Files.
Hey, whatever happened to the Fashion Files? Is that still on?
It was on last week. And this week was busy because they have 2 hours.
Yeah, I guess.
Remember they got kidnapped last week. The end.
Oh yeah.
So they're somewhere. Anyway, Jimmy Uso and Chad Gable had a match where Chad Gable worked on Jimmy's hurt ankle. Do you notice something wrong with what I just said?
It was Jay that had the hurt ankle.
Yeah, damn right it was. He transferred it over to his brother for the match.
I would not have known that if
I do my research for this website, sir.
I still do not know which Uso is which.
One has a longer beard than the other.
Which one has a longer beard?
I believe it's Jay.
And that's the problem.
When they talk, I can tell which one's, because they have different. Because one of them is the call and response. Don't worry, you figure it out after a while.
I figured it out. Then they stopped wearing the makeup.
Actually, yeah. Anyway, Jimmy Uso won.
Yeah.
Match. They're probably gonna have another title match at Clash of Champions.
Yay.
Also, the Usos are gonna have a real good match at Survivor Series.
Yes. A better match with Cesaro and Sheamus is a more appealing match to me than the Shield.
Wow. Hot take.
Shield, the original Shield versus the New Day is a more appealing match to me than the Shield versus the Usos, and the Usos versus Cesaro and Sheamus is a more appealing match to me.
Okay, sure.
This was the best outcome.
Well, yeah. Speaking of which, the New Day fought Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn in the main event.
Hey, you forgot the other New Day bit where they continue to talk about Roman Reigns eating his own shit.
I was about to get to that, but yeah.
I don't want to think about Roman Reigns.
Think about it.
I don't want to think about Roman Reigns eating
Check
his
out my
own
Tumblr.
shit.
Roman eating his own feces.tumblr.com. Please, someone make that, because I'm not going to.
I mean, you missed out on the opportunity for Big Dog's Big Dumb.
No, because I didn't. Because that's real. That exists. And that's not about Roman Reigns.
I mean, I'd be willing to bet Big Dog's Big Dong exists.
Stop it! No, we're not doing this. That is too far, sir. We're gonna get us shut down. Stop. This is not appropriate. You're inappropriate. You're crossing the boundaries. I miss you, John. Please come back.
Nope.
At least when John crosses the boundary, he does it like once an episode, not like 18 times in the past half hour. But yes, earlier we had a backstage promo with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn where they're pissed off about not being on Survivor Series, blaming Shane McMahon because, yay, we're actually like having a storyline where a team doesn't give a fuck about brand loyalty and actually like has problems with the authority figures who are in charge of that brand because that's what they've been doing for the past few months.
Yeah.
So it's awesome. And also it seems like they're not being penalized for whatever went down during the European tour. So good for them. They're still two of the best heels on the brand. And they played up more on this because during the match, the Shield showed up in the crowd because it's the Go Home show. So of course the Under Siege is going to happen because the Under Siege happened on the first one after the previous pay-per-view.
Hell yeah. The Under Siege happened and it was the best.
It was the worst. It sucked.
And you talk about them beating up an old guy. Shane McMahon is literally younger than Kurt Angle.
Yeah. What's your point? They didn't beat up Kurt Angle.
They took Kurt Angle hostage in the ring.
Hostage. They never attacked him. They just held him hostage and made him watch the destruction. They didn't lay him out.
I don't know. The Raw one felt real. That felt real cool.
No. Also, I want to point out, but the point I was getting at with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn is that they bailed on so that the New Day would be attacked because they don't give a fuck about any of this brand loyalty stuff, which was awesome and still true to their character.
Yes.
But yeah, the problem I had with this is that this attack happened all in the ring, whereas what happened was that how it worked with the SmackDown was they came through the crowd, then they went up the ramp and went on a world tour of the backstage area, destroying everything as they went by, like actually destroying the sets and all the superstars in their habitats. It was awesome.
I mean, SmackDown's Under Siege was cool, but I liked the more focused way Raw did it, where it was like specifically like, hey, fuck you, Shane McMahon. Because one, fuck you, Shane McMahon.
No way. Shane McMahon's the best.
Shane McMahon is like, that dude has got to be turning heel soon.
No, he's so good.
Shane McMahon got Daniel Bryan chokeslammed.
No, Danny Bryan got Danny Bryan chokeslammed because Shane did not send him there. Danny Bryan went on his own without telling anyone.
Because he was trying to make peace.
And then he realized that Raw are assholes. And that's why he's supporting SmackDown.
I mean, I could also see them trusting Shane McMahon to maybe be safe enough with Daniel Bryan that he could have a one-time return.
Or we could talk about what happened later and I can explain to you something that could be super crazy that they could do.
Oh, about how they take Shane out of the match and Daniel Bryan becomes the new team captain?
They have GM versus GM because Daniel Bryan has been talking recently about how he thinks he's going to wrestle again and the WWE might let him wrestle.
Yeah,
it's not going to happen.
I don't know. It feels more and more like it's a work.
Yeah, like I say, it's not going to happen, but it would be really cool if it did.
And I feel like there's a few people they could probably trust to be safe enough with Daniel Bryan.
Not Braun Strowman. Not Samoa Joe.
No, not them. No, but I could see maybe AJ Styles.
They're both faces. That doesn't make sense.
I mean, no reason why we can't have a face versus face match.
How about him versus Brock Lesnar? That's the one I want.
Oh yeah, I mean, a suplex is the best thing to take for a busted neck.
It's not a busted neck. He has a concussion. He doesn't have a broken neck. He's not Kurt Angle. What are you talking about?
So let me ask you this. Do you really want to see Daniel Bryan versus Brock Lesnar in like a 5-minute...
No.
In like a 5-minute pseudo squash match? Because that's what a Brock Lesnar match is these days.
Well, you watched AJ Styles match. You tell me if it's 5 minutes.
I mean, yeah, we'll see.
I will bet you a beer that Styles versus Lesnar goes over 5 minutes.
It'll be under 10.
No, it won't be. It'll be 10 minutes or longer. Will you accept this bet?
I will accept that bet with you. I think it'll be under 10 minutes.
Oh, enjoy buying me a beer on January. I'm excited.
That's fine. I want to go out drinking with you anyway. Word.
But let me get through my complaints about this Under Siege, please.
Okay.
That unlike, SmackDown's focus one where they went around, around the areas and then they went to the women's area and had the women come to the front of the group and fight. In this one, it was disorganized. They were fighting in the ring. People were coming through the crowd. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, the women were we cut to the women backstage. How'd they get there? I don't fucking know. And they have Bayley being one of the lead people beating the shit out of them. Because, I guess, once again, when it comes to Survivor Series, Bayley's morals don't matter. Whatever. So that made no sense. Then all of a sudden, Kurt Angle comes from the ramp. How the fuck was he in the backstage area? Why wasn't he through the crowd? And then Braun Strowman comes off the ramp with a whole entrance video. It's like, why did that happen? That doesn't make any sense.
Oh, you mean like at the end of the SmackDown Under Siege when they played the SmackDown graphics and music?
Well, yeah, but they did. They played the Raw stuff at the end, and that makes sense because they have no choice. They were attacked. Like, that part doesn't bother me. The part that they don't explain how Kurt Angle was backstage or Braun Strowman.
Well, you know what? If Braun Strowman comes up to you and is just like, play my music, you play his music.
Well, yeah. The music's not playing isn't the problem. The fact that they were backstage is the problem.
I mean, I don't see why Kurt Angle wouldn't be allowed to be backstage.
Because SmackDown knows that they're going to be under attack and they know not to trust him because of what happened with Daniel Bryan.
Or, hey, what if this is all leading to a Shane McMahon heel turn where Shane and Stephanie are colluding to take over SmackDown?
I don't see that.
Well, hear me out. Shane McMahon, S. Mac, Stephanie McMahon, S. Mac, S. Mac.
Nope, I hate this. This is a bad theory, and nope, we're not following the chemtrails in this one, my friend. I'm just saying that this felt disorganized and wasn't nearly as well done as the SmackDown one. It's probably my brand bias, but I'm sticking to my opinion on that.
It is 100% your brand bias.
Oh, yeah. I know, but let me have my brand loyalty on this. I hope that they beat up Shane when the SmackDown people didn't do that to Kurt Angle. Fuck them. They're bad people. I hope they all lose on Sunday, and I never have to see them again on Tuesdays.
I mean, look, my only brand loyalty is to my fellow cruiserweights on 205 Live.
Also, Bubba is saying in the chat does not want to see Brock Lesnar versus anyone. Fair.
Yeah.
All right, but I mean that's SmackDown. Let me take a look at what you wrote for NXT because we should quickly go through that since it was mostly a
recap and squash match show.
Mm-hmm. Let me take a look.
Now, I didn't have a chance to watch the last bit with Drew McIntyre because you called me on Skype to do this show, so maybe that was incredible. I doubt it, but
it's fine. Let's see. Notes are Lars Sullivan Titantron has worth kerning.
Lars Sullivan's Titantron has the worst kerning.
Explain quickly.
So if you look at Lars Sullivan's Titantron, it just looks like Lars Sullivan. The L's and the I's all blend together.
Good.
There's no line between the L and the I, so it just looks like there's there's 3 U's in his name.
Sure. That's fine.
It's bad kerning. It's a bad Titantron.
I didn't know that Oscar was a typographist.
And then Johnny Gargano and Pete Dunne was announced for that UK title match is going to be televised next week on SmackDown, and that's
on
real
SmackDown.
Cool.
Hell yeah!
Sorry, not on SmackDown.
Woo!
On NXT.
SmackDown, the best.
It's going to be televised on NXT, and William Regal offered to help Johnny Gargano with his British accent.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, Pete Dunne called up William Regal. It's just like, I'm issuing an open challenge, and William Regal was said to Johnny Gargano, you should think about accepting that challenge. And Johnny Gargano was like, yeah, I'm Johnny Wrestling. I'm going to accept the challenge. And William Regal was like, brilliant.
That was excellent. I felt like I was there watching the show live.
I'm the whole shebang.
But yeah, NXT was mostly a recap show because this is the part of the show now where we are going to make our predictions for this weekend. The first show up there is NXT TakeOver War Games.
Houston, we have a War Games.
I don't know if you know this or not. War Games is my favorite match type. Did you know that?
You have mentioned it.
You know what my second favorite match type is?
War Games 2000?
No, go fuck yourself. How dare you? Flag match. I like flag matches.
Oh, right.
I got to see a flag match recently. And now I get to see a War Games. This is the year of matches that I like. Yay! Yeah. So let's go over our predictions. First, let's predict that that match is going to be on NXT TV next week. It's Pete Dunne versus Johnny Gargano for the UK Championship.
I think we are going to be the winners of that match.
Who do you think is going to actually win the match, though?
Pete Dunne.
Wait, you think the British guy's going to beat the non-British guy?
Yes.
For the British Championship?
Yes.
I can't believe it.
Because I think they're still gonna it's still good exposure to have that title on like Progress and ICW and that kind of thing.
What? That's ridiculous. I'm also going with Pete Dunne.
Yeah.
He bites the belt, and have you seen his joint manipulation?
Yeah, Pete Dunne's the best.
He is.
Progress is the best.
He makes me very angry.
Why? Because he's English?
Because he's no. Because of wrestling, I don't hold that against people. But he bends people's fingers in bad ways, and it makes me upset.
Yeah.
I hate him. He's a good heel. Fuck Pete Dunne. He's gonna win.
All right. Go through the War Games card because I literally don't actually know what's on this thing.
Dude, that's what I'm doing. So allow me to tell you about the Cassius Ohno against Lars Sullivan.
Lars Sullivan is going to win because Lars Sullivan is a big beefy boy.
I want him to squash Cassius Ohno.
Also, Lars Sullivan is in 2K18 over guys like Andre Cien Almas.
I mean, have you seen him?
He's a big beefy boy.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And he has bad kerning in his Titantron.
And Cassius Ohno is a big beefy boy in the bad way.
Yeah.
In the flabby way.
His theme song is called Heroes Welcome, and I like that.
That's a good bit. That's a good bit.
And there's a crowd side in 2K18 that says Cassius is my hero.
All right, next match is the Battle of the Undefeateds. It's Aleister Black against the Velveteen Dream.
Velveteen Dream better win. Velveteen Dream is the best.
No, he's not. Yeah, like he should win, but he's not going to.
I know he's not going to, but man, Velveteen Dream is the best.
Have you seen Aleister Black's entrance?
Yes. Aleister Black is Dutch satanic Bobby Roode.
No, he's Dutch Undertaker.
But Undertaker is actually interesting when the bell rings.
Aleister Black's interesting when the bell rings.
I like Aleister Black, but his entrance is the best thing he's got going for him.
Have you seen his kicks and his Zen shit? It's awesome.
I'm a fan of Tommy End.
Who's that?
He's a Dutch man. His chant is Tommy, 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 Tommy fucking End.
Uh-huh.
And then he disappeared and was replaced by his twin brother, Alistair.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's cool. Aleister Black's gonna kick his fucking head in. But it's gonna be a competitive match, and at the end, Aleister Black is gonna shake his hand and say his name.
Alright, but what if it ends with the two of them like realizing that they actually love each other and they just fuck? Like what if that's how the match ends?
Hey, Oscar, remember the part where I said this isn't fanfiction.net? That is still the case. This is not fanfiction, sir. Pick an actual winner.
I want Velveteen Dream to win. He's my winner.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I think you're wrong, but sure. How about the NXT Championship match? It's Drew McIntyre against Andrade Cien Almas.
McIntyre, he just won it.
But what if Andrade?
Yeah, but
he is better.
Yes, but Andrade suffers from he's homegrown talent, and NXT doesn't like to honor homegrown talent with titles. You have to be the hottest free agent in sports entertainment to win a title in NXT.
Excuse me, Bo Dallas won the title.
Bo Dallas won the title before anyone cared about NXT.
How dare you? Bo Dallas's run is great.
It was great, but also
I saw him lose that belt.
But also, it was before the hottest free agent era.
I mean, it was during it because Neville.
But Neville was not debuted as the hottest free agent in sports entertainment. That era basically...
You have a real problem with people from other companies, don't you?
No, I don't have a problem with people from other companies. I have a problem with NXT predictably booking the next guy from another company that just shows up is going to be the next NXT champion.
Okay.
I want Andrade to win, but I feel like if he wins, he's just going to be a transitional champion for Adam Cole.
No, but Adam Cole's a heel, so it doesn't make sense.
Then Andrade's not going to win. McIntyre is going to win, and Adam Cole is going to beat McIntyre.
How about Andrade is just super talented, and he has a good thing going, and he should get the belt. because it's more fun to see a face chase than the face that's on top.
It is. Andrade should win, but
Also, Drew McIntyre is kind of boring.
He's the chosen one.
No, he's not. Not anymore.
Oh, right. He got rid of his good theme song.
Yeah, now he's got bagpipes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good old Roddy over here.
Anyway, what's the next match?
You pick McIntyre, I pick Amos?
I pick McIntyre.
Yeah. Okay. Fatal 4-way for the vacant NXT Women's Championship. Ember Moon against Kairi Sane versus Nikki Cross versus Peyton Royce.
I want it to be Nikki Cross, but it's going to be Kairi Sane.
Why?
Why do I want it to be Nikki Cross, or why is it going to be Kairi Sane?
Well, I know why you want Nikki Cross. That's obvious, but why is it going to be Kairi when we just had a Japanese champion?
Because every other woman in that match has been handily defeated by Asuka and looks like a goober.
Well, I mean, they've all been, beaten by Asuka, but one is definitely not a goober. And it's my pick to win.
Is it Nikki Cross?
No.
Oh, it's Peyton Royce.
Fuck yeah, it's Peyton Royce.
Peyton Royce is great. Nikki Cross is also great.
You know the thing about the Fatal 4-way matches, right?
The champ. Yeah.
There's
the
no
champ
champion.
just. I know.
There's no
Any
champion.
two people can be involved in the pinfall.
No.
There are no disqualifications.
Yes. And she has a friend named Billie Kay
Nikki Cross has 3 friends.
that aren't allowed to touch other women.
Hey, they just had James Ellsworth push Becky Lynch. Anything's possible.
They're not going to go that far that fast. The point is, Peyton Royce is going to win, and her and Billie Kay are going to be co-champion. It's going to be the greatest thing in the world. They're going to hold hands. They're going to break the belt into 2 halves again. It's going to be lovely.
Oh, right. I totally forgot that happened with Lay Cool.
It's the best. It's so good.
I was not watching when Lay Cool were a thing.
They had a split belt. I want it.
Yeah.
I want it. Do it.
The only Layla match I think I've ever seen is when her and Summer Rae fought at a SummerSlam for who could be Fandango's dancer.
Layla's actually. Ignore that.
And then the match ended with them basically deciding that none of them wanted to be Fandango's dancers, so Fandango started dancing with Rosa Mendez and became a weird Latin dancer.
Hell yeah.
That was one of the first wrestling feuds I remember watching.
You make mistakes, sir.
That and Daniel Bryan versus Kane with Brie Bella and
Stop
her
bringing up bad things.
great acting.
Stop it. Stop bringing up bad things. You pick Kairi Sane, I pick Peyton Royce. We're going to move on to the War Games. The War Games, which is upsetting me because they keep not bringing up the match beyond, which makes me think they're not going to have the match beyond.
What's the match beyond?
The match beyond is the best part of the War Games match. Because you don't know, in a traditional War Games match, which this one isn't because they're fucking up the rules, they have they have one member of each team start the match, and then every few minutes they alternate members to enter until everyone's in the match.
Yeah.
And until then, no decisions can be made during the War Games. Until everyone's in the ring, then the match beyond begins. Where the only way to win is by submission or surrender. And the announcer yells it's the match beyond, and then the submission or surrender part, and it's great. And they're not doing that because apparently in this War Games, you can win by pinfall. What?
I'll say this. The only War Games match I've ever seen is War Games 2000.
Yeah, you're an idiot.
I mean, what if the next NXT pay-per-view features the Ready to Rumble Triple Cage?
Yes, I love the legitimately I love the Triple Cage. Just not it's not War Games. And also, Bubba is pointing out that submission and surrender are the same thing, and no, they are not. Submission is a tap out. Surrender is vocally saying to the other person that I surrender.
I mean, at the point in time, though, when War Games was a thing, submission and surrender were the same thing. It wasn't until Ken Shamrock that people tapped out.
No, they had tap outs then.
I always thought that Ken Shamrock was the first major guy in wrestling to do the tap out thing. Because the whole point of because the whole thing with like the Austin Bret Hart match was like he never said I quit.
You know Ric Flair has a figure for a leg lock, right?
Yeah.
Tap out.
Fair.
And he's one of the 4 horsemen that were in these matches.
Fair. Yeah.
But of course, J.J. Dillon was also involved, and he was the one who surrendered because he got fucking murdered in the first War Games. It was so brutal. He got his shoulder so badly injured in that match. I love it. And also, the reason it surrenders because it's a war. And Bubba's trying to point out an I quit match, which is not a submission match. It's an I quit match. Because you have to verbally say I quit. It's different. Submission match is one where you tap out or say you quit.
Man, what if Aleister Black and Velveteen Dream was a Say My Name match?
Oh, it only goes one way.
No, well, just Velveteen Dream can't say Aleister's name.
That's a little too sexual.
Sorry. I mean, we don't want anything sexual associated with the Velveteen Dream.
No, yeah, especially because John keeps pointing out that the crowd is kind of heelish, and like getting heel heat to him for the wrong reasons. Because
I'm well aware of why
crowds.
Velveteen Dream gets heel heat, and I don't love that, but I do love the Velveteen Dream character.
Also, remember they're going to be in Texas.
Yeah. All the more reason why Velveteen Dream and Aleister Black should just fuck in the middle of the ring. Do like Edge and Lita this.
Do you want to burn down the arena before Survivor Series? Because that's how you do that, sir.
It's like Aleister Black is just like, I'm not gonna say your name, but I'm gonna scream it.
You need to stop this. Because the War Games, which we're trying to get back to, is the Authors of Pain and Roderick Strong against Sanity against Undisputed Era, which includes Adam Cole, baby.
Sanity should win. They're the tag champs.
No, they're... Wait, Sanity? Yeah, they are the tag champs, but... Have you seen Adam Cole, baby?
Yeah, I have seen
He's the hottest new signing.
Yeah.
Adam Cole, baby.
I think Undisputed Era is going to win because Roderick Strong is going to become the 4th member of the Undisputed Era.
Baby.
And he's going to be just the last member of that Ring of Honor faction.
He's going to turn on the Authors of Pain?
Yeah. Okay. Or not turn on the Authors of Pain, but just help out Undisputed Era and not Authors of Pain.
Sure. I just want to hear Adam Cole say Adam Cole, baby. It's the best.
No, Authors of Pain are the best because Paul Ellering is the best.
Also, you know the thing they're doing with the superstars when they're not in the double cage?
They're in shark cages.
Fuck, why?
Because someone bought too many shark cages.
One is too many shark cages.
Oh, come on. The shark cage match where...
No, don't. They're not bringing up the Enzo one. It was bad.
Okay, Enzo lubing himself up was real good, but
No,
I'm talking about the shark cage match where Paul Ellering threw a chain at someone in the crowd by accident.
That was the only good one because he was also yelling commands from the cage, and it was fun.
I was there live, and I brought a Mr.com sign.
You're a bad person.
I'm gonna bring that sign to Philadelphia.
I'm gonna set it on fire.
Please don't. I spent hours making that sign.
That's really sad.
Or I didn't spend hours. My friend spent hours making it and it was based on one low quality image we could find of the Mr.com jacket.
No. We need to talk about Survivor Series because that's the main dish. It's a 6+ hour extravaganza on Sunday.
I mean, the one I was at ended at like 3.5 hours.
Yeah, because Brock Lesnar, because they wanted to throw you off with Brock Lesnar and Goldberg.
Which, if you really believed Brock Lesnar and Goldberg was going to go 30 minutes and be a Matt classic.
I didn't know what to expect. I was in Mexico at the time, and I was watching that on my iPad, and when that match happened, I just yelled, "What the fuck!"
It was the best. Being there live was so good.
I was at the last time they fought before that, and no, that was bad times.
Yeah, I got a good Brock Lesnar Goldberg match.
No, you didn't. The good one was at WrestleMania.
That was also a very good one, but I got 1990s Goldberg spearing a motherfucker into oblivion.
We need to talk about this year's Survivor Series though.
Yeah.
Which is going to be 6+ hours because if you look at the schedule on their website, they have a post-show type thing with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
Sure, why not?
So it's going to be forever. Part of this forever is the kickoff match, which is Enzo Amore versus Kalisto.
Kalisto's going to win.
No, he's not.
Kalisto's going to win because Enzo got the win on Raw. And whoever stands...
And Kalisto got the win on 205 Live.
205 Live doesn't count. That's not a real show.
When it comes to this stupid fucking division, it sure counts.
I've never heard of this 205 Live. What's this?
I don't know. It's the thing that killed the Talking Smack. Remember that great show?
Yeah.
It used to be alive.
Still
mad about it.
I know you are.
So you're picking Kalisto, I'm picking Enzo. The Raw Women's Champion Alexa Bliss against the SmackDown Women's Champion Charlotte Flair.
Charlotte.
Hell yeah.
Please beat Alexa.
Now here's the crazy thing. Imagine this. Here's my prediction. Charlotte is going to be Alexa Bliss. And then Carmella's going to show up. And she's going to cash in on Alexa.
Yeah, I could see that.
Becoming the new Raw Women's Champion. And switching brands. Because here's the thing. Because I had this idea. But the only thing... Like, I had this earlier in the day. I was like, that's what I think is going to happen. The only problem is, what do you do with James Ellsworth? And
you just fire him.
And they fired him. And I'm like, that solves that problem. Boom. Now I have my prediction.
Yeah, no, I could see that happening. Because, yeah, SmackDown definitely needs less women.
No, but here's the thing.
Oh, good. Alexa Bliss gets to beat all the SmackDown women.
Oh, Alexa's already here. Staying on Raw.
Okay.
But, so we're both picking Charlotte, right? Now I'm going to talk about the women's Survivor Series elimination match because...
Where you think Paige is going to be the fifth woman, right?
Well, they don't have a fifth woman currently because it's Becky Lynch, Carmella, Naomi, Tamina, and to be announced.
Yeah.
They have not announced it's going to be Natalya. If they go the route I'm thinking, Natalya will get that spot, but then and if this match is after the women's champion versus champion match, Carmella is suddenly out of that match because she's moved to Raw. Then you put Paige in there. Because they need more women on SmackDown.
Or Carmella is still in that match, but she basically costs Raw, or she costs SmackDown the victory because she just refuses to fight her own brand.
Yeah, I can see that. No, because the champions can't be in that match.
But the match was already...
But it's why Charlotte's out.
The match was already booked before she was champion, though.
Yeah, the match was already booked with Natalya. I mean, with Charlotte in the match before the other match, and then things changed.
Or what if it's like a surprise return from Nikki Bella?
Nope, that's absolutely not happening. We're not doing SummerSlam again.
What if it's Eva Marie rehired?
Shut your damn mouth. Stop being bad. Stop having bad ideas. Stop being a bad person. Because my other thing is, if this doesn't happen, the whole cash-in thing, then Natalya will think she's in the match and then will be replaced by Paige. Either way,
you mean
Paige
like
is going to be on SmackDown.
You mean like last year at Survivor Series when Natalya was a last-minute addition into the match?
Yes, but she's going to be flipped on her and Paige is going to be last minute.
All right.
Also, I think SmackDown's going to win.
I think Raw's going to win because nobody is ready for Asuka.
I think Asuka is going to be qualified.
I don't see them having Asuka lose in any form.
I don't think they're going to count this.
Also,
you may not know this. Asuka has lost in NXT.
Shh.
She lost in a battle royal.
Shh.
That was won by Eva Marie.
Yeah. Okay. So do you want do you want that to count? Do you want Eva Marie to be the person that dethroned Asuka?
No, I'm saying that doesn't count, and this isn't going to count.
I don't know. This is a match that people will have actually seen.
They might be in the bathroom during it.
But, like, this is a match that's on a major pay-per-view, the Eva Marie Battle Royal.
This is the same company that totally ruined Charlotte Flair's undefeated pay-per-view streak for no reason.
Yes, true. But no, I think Raw's going to win because Asuka's just going to kill everyone.
Okay, that's your prediction. I think that SmackDown's going to win, led by a returning Paige. We got the Shield against the New Day.
Shield.
As much as I hate it, the Shield's going to win.
They're not going to have the Shield lose their first... They're not going to have the original Shield lose their first pay-per-view match back.
Yeah, I know, but what if Big E pinned Dean Ambrose? It would make me so happy.
And then Big E makes Roman Reigns eat his own shit.
Oh yeah, dude. This is cuffing season.
Roman Reigns is gonna eat his own shit.
I mean, you pay your $9.99, you gotta get your money's worth.
Oh, and I can't have my Aleister Black Velveteen Dream fantasy?
No, because people in Texas are into shit eating. They're not into same-sex sex.
Interracial same-sex sex.
That's even worse. See, you're making this even worse. Stop it. Champion versus champion. Brock Lesnar against AJ Styles.
Brock Lesnar.
AJ Styles. Fuck you. That's why. Fuck Brock Lesnar.
Brock Lesnar is gonna win. As much as I love AJ Styles, if Braun Strowman couldn't beat Brock Lesnar, then AJ Styles sure as shit isn't.
Also, Bubba asked a question about the Money in the Bank briefcase that we were talking about earlier. And asked if it's an open contract, and the answer is they can change it whenever they want because it doesn't matter. Because if you remember with Chris Benoit, yes, I'm going to bring him up, when he won the Royal Rumble that I went to, that no one remembers, for obvious reasons, he was on SmackDown, and it was originally for a championship opportunity on your brand until he changed it up. And then it became for whatever world title. Whereas this contract, I believe they can say it's for a women's championship opportunity, but it never they can say it never specified which.
So what you're saying is that Carmella is the Chris Benoit of the women's division.
Nope. Why are you putting bad... You're just making this the worst. I am never inviting you back until I'm desperate.
I'm amazed you invited me on in the first place.
I said I wanted to burn this motherfucker down. I did not expect it to go up in flames this quickly.
Yeah.
Fair. How about tag champ versus tag champ? It's Cesaro and Sheamus against the Usos.
The Bar.
I'm gonna say the Usos. they're just the best team going right now. Best promos, best in-ring work.
But I think the Usos can afford the loss.
Just because they can afford it doesn't mean they should. They should be rewarded. The Bar are terrible. They were put into this match to lose. Because they always lose.
The Bar need a win more than the Usos need a win.
No one needs a win because this is a brand versus brand thing, so it doesn't matter.
No, I think it still matters.
I don't think it does. I think the Usos are going to win. How about The Miz versus Baron Corbin?
The Miz.
Yeah. Because The Miz Taraj are going to help.
And because The Miz is actually interesting.
And The Miz...
And The Miz didn't insult anyone in the military.
But what if Baron Corbin cheated? And just to piss everyone off. Be really good.
What if they did an inverse of what happened at last year's Survivor Series and Kalisto just punches Baron Corbin in the crotch?
Kalisto is in 205 Live now, so he does not exist outside of it.
Last year was in the Cruiserweight match, and
he was not part of the brand. He was a SmackDown superstar trying to steal the title and the entire division.
There was no 205 last year.
Yes, there was.
No, there wasn't. Last year was before the premiere of 205.
I thought this was them trying to steal the division.
No, they were trying to steal the Cruiserweight division, but everyone thought that that's what was going to happen because 205 Live was set to premiere soon, and it would make sense to have.
Oh, okay. Okay, so I was close enough. Point is, he exists in the 205 Live land now, so he doesn't exist outside of it. Baron Corbin's going to cheat to win and piss everyone off. It's going to be delightful. And you're picking The Miz.
Yeah, so here's a question. Which match on the card? It's the 20th anniversary of the Montreal Screwjob. Which match on the card ends in the Montreal Screwjob?
They're not Montreal.
But it's the 20th anniversary.
Fine, the Enzo match.
All right, I'd be okay with that.
Because who fucking cares about that match?
The
one they can pull it off on.
What if the Brock Lesnar AJ Styles match ends in a dual homage to that and the Timekeeper shenanigans from that SummerSlam?
And the Timekeeper is one of the Singh brothers?
Yes. Okay, yes.
There you go. Okay, sure. Why not? I was there during that weird tap out thing, and that upsets me.
Yeah,
because I saw that tap out.
You were at 2 consecutive upsetting Brock Lesnar SummerSlam main events.
I almost went to 3.
I don't know. This year's SummerSlam main event with Brock Lesnar was great because it didn't involve him bashing someone's head in until the blood pooled out.
I'm still haunted by that. Just so you know, like that legitimately was upsetting because he legitimately did that, and I watched it.
I don't blame you. That was disturbing.
That was a few feet away from me. I saw him do that for realsies, and it was not fun.
That was a disturbing visual to watch on TV.
I was disturbed all the way back to the hotel.
Yeah,
I was like, I get down the job, I'm like, that really fucking happened. That was fucked up.
Yeah,
and then legitimately tried to kill that man.
And then it set up a Shane McMahon Brock Lesnar match that never happened.
Good. Shouldn't have. We have one more match to talk about, by the way. It's Team Raw versus Team SmackDown for the men. We already know who's on each team.
I think Team Raw is going to take this one because
I think Team SmackDown's going to take
it. Because of Triple H.
I'm going to say Team SmackDown's going to take it because of John Cena.
Fair. But I don't know. John Cena's in his I'm putting over people phase.
Yeah, but he's also John Cena. And he's
When's the last time Cena won a match?
Oh, he beat
Oh,
AJ Styles.
Baron Corbin at SummerSlam.
Yeah, that was recent too. He's like, I'm not putting over Baron Corbin. Not compared to Triple H.
But I mean, John Cena has only won like 2 matches this year. 3.
Yeah, but here, let me put it to you this way. Team Raw loses. Stephanie goes to fire Kurt Angle. Jason Jordan steps in to try to stop it, but then it turns on Kurt Angle, and takes him out and joins the Authority. And the Authority run the show now.
I mean, I'd be into that, but then also 30-minute Authority promos.
You're getting them anyway. Just accept it.
Okay, but if you thought Seth Rollins was bad doing the 30-minute Authority promos, Jason Jordan doing the 30-minute Authority promos.
Oh, hey, consider this. I'm the SmackDown editor. I want the worst for Raw.
You know, if the worst happens to Raw, though, that
don't do this.
That
don't say this is going to affect SmackDown, because it won't. It'll only make SmackDown better.
No, but what if they realize, oh, well, SmackDown's way better than Raw, so let's just move all the SmackDown people to Raw.
Then SmackDown will do what they always do and build up new talent.
What if we turned Raw into a sort of super show featuring talent from Raw and SmackDown?
No, we're not doing that again. You're not ending the brand split. The brand split is good. I always thought it was good when they actually cared about it.
Yeah, I mean, what if in an effort to boost sagging ratings, they decide that every week SmackDown Live should have a guest host?
You only have 2 hours. Stop it.
Hey, Raw was only 2 hours during the guest host era.
They're gonna give all that bullshit to Raw because casual people actually watch Raw. That's why they get the better ratings. Leave my show alone. It's fine. And you know what? This podcast is fine.
I like this podcast.
Understand I am saying this while I am sitting at a table with a mug as everything is on fire around me. This is fine. This podcast is fine. Everything is just dandy.
This podcast is great.
I don't regret anything that's happened tonight, including all the dark shit that you've said. The fact that you exist, or the fact that I was the one that invited you on this show. Everything is just wonderful. Thank you, Oscar, for being on this show.
Thank you for having me.
Please go fuck yourself. And that is it for Heel Turn. This is a production of ProWrestling.Cool. It's not just cool, it's not cool.
I thought I was saying that line.
Nope, you lost your chance at the beginning, and now you never get to say it.
Fair.
We aired this show, which is not nearly as terrible as tonight, every Wednesday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time at twitch.tv/ozoneonline and on YouTube at our ProWrestling.Cool YouTube channel. We don't have a fancy URL for that yet. Hopefully they give us one soon. And you can follow the show on Twitter at PWDOTC or at The Heel Turn on Twitter. Or you can go on Facebook, facebook.com/PWDOTC. Because we have to spell out the word dot. We have our Patreon at patreon.com/PWC, where for just $1 a month, you can get a month's worth of show notes, all the stuff that we've put out in the past, all the stuff that we put out in the future, as long as you're subscribed.
Really, I provided just this week alone a month's worth of show notes.
It's true. It's very excessive. If you subscribe for $5 a month, you get an opportunity to be a guest on our pre-show, where Oscar has done a few times, where you get to chat with me about your wrestling takes. Being a $5 subscriber does not get you to be on the actual show proper, because this was a mistake that I regret for the rest of my life.
I'll see you in January.
I don't know about that anymore.
Well, then send me my money back.
Nope, that's my money now. You did not read the contract.
Be prepared to go to Canada court. We actually like our people.
Hashtag Canada court. And of course, if you subscribe to Patreon for $9.99 a month, you get our fantasy booking premium podcast, which is a improv exercise in making a way better show than WWE ever could for about the same price. It's fun. Definitely check it out. You can follow me personally on Twitter at @the_ozone. And Oscar, where can they follow you for more nightmares?
You can follow me on Twitter at Osaga the Great, and you can follow me on Twitch at Osaga the Great.
Don't do this.
If you like this nightmare, in December, my roommate Amanda and I will be streaming another game.
Is it Final Fantasy again?
It might be Final Fantasy.
Oh,
it might be a Persona. It might be a Life is Strange.
It should be Cuphead.
No, I'm bad at Cuphead.
Yeah, that's the point. Everyone's bad at Cuphead.
But it would not be a fun stream.
Oh, I'd have a great time. Just you living in a personal hell of constantly being killed by things. I couldn't think of anything better.
Also, one day I will stream my WWE 2K18 storyline.
Please, for the love of God, don't unleash that upon the world. They're not ready. No one is ready.
It's my magnum opus.
And if you wonder what his magnum opus is, you can get a general idea by listening to this podcast. Oscar, I wish I could say thank you for being on the show.
You're welcome.
But I said I wish I could. I refuse to, because this is the worst decision of my life.
Well, maybe just have me on I'm Rather Not in the future.
Maybe I should just never have you exist on this planet.
I don't know. You're laughing. That's all that matters.
Shut up. I'm laughing at myself more so than you. Thank you everyone for tuning in. We'll be back next week with another episode with John, thank God. And until then, y'all come back now, you hear.
I promise this podcast is usually better.
That's during John, yes, that's